came with the streak. Pound for pound, can nobody compete. Clown around, I'll pound you down. Put the town on notice, I'm keeping receipts. The main event, they've been waiting most of the year.
Welcome to Ringside right now, the channel where we talk about what we think about wrestling. And you know I'm with the crew right now. I'm with Clint, I'm with Curtis. And before we get too deep into the show, don't forget to like, subscribe, share the videos, hit that notification bell. Hey, just let us know what you think about the show. Leave a comment, all that good stuff. So, we got a lot of wrestling going on.
Before we pause 1 second, before we get in further, speaking of comment,
okay,
I got some beef with you. I got a little dispute.
What's the beef?
So we had our Memphis to New York challenge, and Curtis won, and I acknowledged him and so and so. But we had some dispute going on about that Undertaker question. I want you to watch this clip from the 1990 Survivor Series.
I will introduce to you now my mystery partner, led to the ring by his manager, Brother Love. Weighing in at 320 pounds from Death Valley, I give you The Undertaker.
The Undertaker, the mystery partner, is now revealed.
I never heard of him.
Take
Holy cow! Look at the size of that ham hock! Check out them drumsticks, baby!
320 pounds, looks to be 6'9", 6'10", somewhere in that neighborhood, Rod.
So, you see, the screen says The Undertaker. He announced him as The Undertaker.
DiBiase announced him, but what did the commentators say?
I didn't hear what the commentators said. They said The Undertaker. They said The Undertaker. And the graphic said
I heard Kane the Undertaker, man.
It was Kane the Undertaker.
Thank you, Curtis. Thank you.
You just beat
But the graphic says The Undertaker. And that was his debut. That's how the crowd, that's how the audience knew him.
Clint, correct me if I'm wrong, but when it came down to the final question,
No,
because first of all, that little 1 point you missed was not going to make a difference.
I just want to, you know what? So, a lot of pay-per-views coming up this weekend. A lot of events. It's The Undertaker, but okay.
Yeah, okay. Now let's go back to the show.
But hey, I got video proof, so we'll leave it alone after that. But
okay. So anyway, there's a lot going on this weekend. Well, we got King of the Ring, we got Slammiversary, and we got Forbidden Door. It's a lot of wrestling, y'all. So
and Great American Bash.
Oh yeah, and Great American Bash, NXT. We cannot forget that.
Yeah.
But the one that most everybody's paying attention to, of course, is King of the Ring.
Yeah.
Because it's 6 matches on the card, but it's matches a lot of matches people want to see. Now, obviously, the final the men's final of the King of the Ring is something that will play out what's going to happen at SummerSlam, not just for the title match, but possibly some other matches that could branch off of that. So what do y'all think is going to happen as far as the King of the Ring final for the men's side?
So when I saw SmackDown and when Solo gave Jacob that warning saying, since Roman wants to come mess with my family, I'm going to come mess with his, my first thought was he's going to try to screw Jay in the finals. But then he came out on Raw and screwed Jimmy. So is he still going to try to screw Jay? And then we have the whole Brock issue. Is Brock going to come out? So I think that match is going to have a lot. That's probably the one I'm looking forward to the most, just to see how it plays out. Because we have the Brock factor, we have the Solo factor, we have the whole bloodline. It's just going to be a big clusterfuck, and I'm here for it.
Oh my goodness! I mean, you talk about a buffet of wrestling and great storylines. You getting all of that in one match. Well, we thought we got that in the El Grande Americano match. We're getting some of that here.
Well, I mean, it's not going to beat that, but it's close. It's close. I've been waiting. I've been predicting that Solo was going to break up from the MFT at some point. I didn't think that this was how they were going to do it, but seeing as how they had to pivot since they had the releases, I think it worked out perfect. I think it's a great story, so I'm enjoying it.
Well, my thing is, I've been seeing a lot of talk that everybody feels like Brock is the one that's going to interfere with this match to cost Oba the King of the Ring so he can face him at SummerSlam. Then, of course, with the solo aspect, I mean, if is one more obvious than the other one though? Because and I feel like that if one is that obvious, I feel like Triple H may pivot away from the most
Well,
obvious one
well, I
to
think
give us
at this
something different.
point they're both obvious. I mean, Triple H has thrown us off because I would have bet money that Brock was going to come out and screw Oba in the first round in that 4-way, and he ended up winning it. Okay, maybe something will happen in the second round because I could kind of see Dominic somehow getting over. It didn't happen. Okay, now we're in the final. So if it doesn't happen now, I'm going to be happy for Oba, but I'm also going to be like, dude, where's Brock? I mean, so it's at this point, I'm expecting it, but I'm kind of not want it to happen. But I mean, I don't know where I feel about that. And then the whole solo thing,
Because I
I
felt low
think
key. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I can actually see both happening. I can see Brock coming out. Maybe there's a ref bump. Maybe let's say there's a ref bump. Brock comes out and F5s Oba. Ref comes to. Jay goes for the PN 1-2, and Solo pulls him out. And then Brock is going to try to take Solo out because he's interfering. So you got storylines meshing, kind of combining together, which is kind of like some old school ECW booking, where they would have storylines kind of running into each other to make one big story. So it's kind of like it brings that to mind.
Yeah, it does.
And it's still not a given who's going to come out of that match because we also saw what happened last week on SmackDown. One minute you think, okay, Gunther's going to totally get the WWE Championship. Then next thing you know,
True, yeah.
Sammy gets knocked around like a pachinko ball, and and all of a sudden he hates everybody and hates being disrespected, and somehow.
You know what? I got a theory about that. And again, it goes to the whole 3D booking thing I was talking about last week. I don't think Sammy hates anyone. I don't think he hates Gunther. I don't think he hates Cody, which is what we thought. I think somehow in his crazy mind, Sammy is actually trying to gain approval from Cody. He's trying to prove to Cody, hey, I am good enough. Hey, I am on your level. And it's kind of come out a crazy way, and that's why we're getting what we're getting from Sammy. Because he screwed over Gunther. When they had the rematch, he came out and screwed over Gunther again. He has not done anything. I mean, other than slapping him the week before, what has he done to Cody? I mean, technically, what has he done to Cody? In a way, he's kind of helping Cody.
You have a fair point to that.
So I think he's trying to gain Cody's approval, and whether or not that changes during the match, if we get some more storytelling where it changes, or if he tries to help Cody win, I mean, it could go either way, because I've been saying for a long time, Sammy is due for a title shot. They're in Saudi.
I don't see him leaving a third time without a belt. You know what I'm saying? Because has he won any championships in the Saudi while he was in Saudi? I know he's had matches while he's been in Saudi, but has he ever won a title in Saudi?
No, but
no.
Okay,
he probably went into Saudi as a champion.
Yeah, he did,
but not win.
Well, the U.S. champ. When he U.S. champ when he went to Saudi and he lost it.
I think that might have been. Not
or the Intercontinental champ.
He might have been one half of the tag champs. I might have to go back on that, but
yeah, I gotta go back. But
yeah, I had to. Let me ask you this: so you're Triple H. Let's say you're planning on at some point putting the title on Sammy, and you want to do it in Saudi. Do you do it at Night of Champions, or do you do it at WrestleMania? Do you pull the trigger now, or do you wait?
Well, but here's the thing about waiting. Because of how storylines have been going lately, we don't even know how much Sammy would be involved in the title picture at that point. Because Sammy has kind of been in and out. when it
Well,
comes to title picture. And see, by that time, it depends, because now you have a dynamic of, okay, Jay wins the King of the Ring.
yeah.
Sammy wins the title. You got that match instantly at SummerSlam.
Is that a SummerSlam draw?
It's better SummerSlam than WrestleMania. That is not a WrestleMania match. That's a SummerSlam match, and you need 10 matches for SummerSlam. Right now, they got a legit 5 or 6.
Okay, so if they decided, if Triple H decided, hey, I want Sammy to win the title at WrestleMania next year, they're going to fit him in the title picture, or maybe they'll pull him out and put him back in like Cody. Cody took a step back from the title picture. He had his feuds with Brock and other stuff going on, and then he stepped back into the title picture, and they built it up for WrestleMania 40. I think they will just do the same thing. They've done 1-year build-ups before. You had The Rock and Cena. You know, you had,
but it's Sammy, Rock, and Cena. You see what I'm saying? Like, the name caliber doesn't match up to a 1-year booking for Sammy.
Well, again, I would just pull him out of the main title picture, because he's got the other stuff going on with Gargano anyway. And then when the time is right, put him back in. You know.
Well, there's somebody who's been spotted backstage who might be free now.
And that is
KO.
So is he good?
I don't know if he's been medically cleared, but I know he's been seen, and I think supposedly he might have passed his last evaluation. If he's passed his last evaluation, he could be now in that mix of now either keeping Sammy from winning the belt, or more than likely helping Sammy beat Cody for the belt, because
that would make sense.
KO out.
Yeah, that would make sense.
So
I don't know.
Again,
I just don't see at SummerSlam. I don't see Gunther versus Sammy. I don't see Jay versus Sammy. I can see Jay versus Cody. I don't see Jay versus Gunther again, because we've already seen it twice. We haven't seen Jay and Cody, and there's a story there, especially since Roman has sent Jay after Cody and said, go get him.
But we're also setting up Jay and Jimmy really not feeling Jacob right now either. You sense that tension. Like, even though Jay is technically number 2 in command,
but Roman is. So, that's a whole other thing altogether. We don't like Jacob, but because notice this, you notice on Raw when he came out and took out LA Knight, he didn't say, hey, Jay, your way didn't work. Hey, Jimmy, your way didn't work, so I did it my way. He said he did the OTC way.
Yeah.
Which means he is basically the fist, not to be, biblical, but the right hand of God, so to speak, at this point for the bloodline.
Okay, well, the KO thing, he's going to be at the watch party at the Great American Bash, so he won't be in Saudi. So we can go ahead and officially eliminate him from that story.
Yeah, if he's recovering, I don't think they want him on too many flights like that anyway. Plus, he could be backstage just hanging. I mean, when Big E was out, he was seen backstage, according to the dirt sheet, seen backstage, and he's just back there visiting friends. So
yeah, people hang out all the time. So just because you see somebody doesn't necessarily mean, oh, they're going to make a comeback or they're going to do this. They're probably just hanging out, playing video games, and having catering.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, if The Rock was seen backstage, does that mean, oh, The Rock's coming back? No. I mean, he's on the board of directors, and he's, a former wrestler. He may want to come back there and say what's up to a few people.
Yeah, but at least I'm talking about at least for the Sammy storyline.
Yeah,
he can kind of eliminate from that storyline now. Yeah. So
I think it's just Dirt Sheet jumping on something.
Yeah, more than likely. I mean, from those 2 matches alone, just those 2, you have about a possible 3 to 4 other matches that can branch off of that.
Yeah.
If you really think about it.
Absolutely.
Especially since it's the build to SummerSlam. So, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Now, the women's is a little bit more concrete, but kind of almost just as convoluted, in the sense that you got Alexa Bliss not Alexa Bliss, my apologies, Liv Morgan,
Yeah.
and Io. And I called from the beginning that I felt Io was going to win the Queen of the Ring. Now, I also felt too that Io would actually challenge Rhea for the title rather than challenge the Morgan, because I feel like Stephanie Von is going to get involved. I haven't heard anything about Stephanie Von coming back yet, but I still feel like Io is still going to win it though. But it may be due to maybe either Roxanne or Raquel
Screwing
possibly
up.
messing it up for
I'm
Liv.
leaning more towards Roxanne, especially after Raw, unless they're just trying to make it too obvious. But I'm really leaning towards Roxanne.
I think it'll
That's the
probably
part
be.
about it, yeah.
I think it'll probably be Raquel's. Probably. Well, it's not so much who's screwing up, but who's going to get them the bigger favor at the end. So I think, yeah, Roxanne will have the bigger favor, even though Raquel probably meant well. So it'll be she meant better
Well,
in a situation, but
Triple H has already shown us he's going to throw us off because what happened on Raw with the women's tag match?
Yeah, we did not see. We
did
have
not
been teasing.
Yeah.
We've been teasing Bailey, the one turning on Lyra, not Lyra turning on Bailey. So
to the point where it almost didn't even make sense. Like, why? And then you're the one that got pinned. Why are you turning on her? So it's going to be interesting how they do that. But it just shows you that
it's different.
What's obvious in no way is going to be the right answer.
And it's different because we haven't seen what Lyra could possibly do as a heel. She hasn't done a whole lot of promos, so we can actually. It's basically a test. We'll figure that out eventually.
Maybe she saw Push Barry kill and she's not too happy with my answer.
Oh, but wait a minute.
That's a possibility, Clint. Hey, she could have been watching. She's like, you know what? Forget
I'll show
y'all.
You. Okay.
You go show you guys. But what if at this point she feels like instead of trying to following Bailey as her role model, she now decides she really wants to follow Becky as her role model.
That would be interesting. Them being a tag team.
She did send all kind of tweets on.
Becky doesn't have anything going on right now.
Except tweeting about Maxine Dupree saying something to Chad Gable, Bailey getting turned on, all kinds of things. So there you go.
And then the Maxine Dupree story. That's now I never thought I'd say these words, but the Maxine Dupree story is getting interesting.
Because it's like now she's actually starting to become the leader of the group. You know what I'm saying? Like as opposed to being more of a manager sideline person, she's almost like being the head of the group.
And
now.
then they've actually, we've seen her with the vision, kind of in the background, but they actually acknowledged it. Chad came out and saw her, and then the promo we got on Monday. So I'm interested to see where they're going with that.
Yeah,
I think we'll see that maybe at SummerSlam, something leads up to.
And I've been hearing like mixed reviews of Raw. Like I've heard one guy who was a wrestling fan deep, and he said he felt Raw sucked. And my girlfriend, who is very casual wrestling fan, she liked Raw.
I love Raw and SmackDown. And I've been hearing all week, oh, SmackDown sucked. It was the worst SmackDown ever. I'm like, what part?
They don't. I mean,
you had good matches with good storytelling. Javon Evans and Jey Uso had great storytelling.
That was a great match. Yeah,
incredible match.
Javon sold his ass off. You could hear him take those struggling deep breaths. You could hear it.
And that's how you could tell.
Charlotte.
And she
exactly.
One hell of a match on a kayfabe, bad leg, but nicely, man. That was beautiful.
The way she sold it, and then she'll power through, and I think that was probably my favorite Charlotte match since Charlotte versus Rhea at WrestleMania.
And of course,
what I'm hoping from that is I hope this doesn't become the Night of Champions where we hear a whole bunch of interference, because I feel like because you have Jade versus Tiffany for the U.S. title. I feel like Charlotte is going to do something in that match to keep Jade from winning the title. So now that's a possibility of 3 matches where you might have interference.
Well,
that's half the card.
So I'm iffy. I'm 50-50 on that because on one hand, Jade has lost, all her recent big profile matches. But on the other hand, and then also, do you want to bring Charlotte back this soon? If her injury is bad to say, well, she would be out for a while now. Maybe Alexa would come out,
Right.
but I would be more inclined to give her the belt because Tiffany isn't really doing anything with it right now. To be honest, there's really nothing exciting going on with Tiffany Stratton. Um, they need something to kind of keep Jade as a top level heel in the women's division, and to really do that, you really need, in most cases, a title.
She's got to win it. Yeah.
I mean,
So now you can set up a U.S. championship with Charlotte and Jade at SummerSlam.
You can set that down the line.
And also, if you're gonna have Tiffany do something with a now face Chelsea Green, maybe, but I mean, have them go for the women's tag for crying out loud.
That would be interesting too. That kind of like an odd couple tag. That would give them something to do because again, Tiffany's not doing anything. Chelsea doesn't have any major storylines. Go for it. It's about time to take the belts off.
Whoever's writing SmackDown has definitely dropped the ball. Because remember, at one point, the women's division in SmackDown was way better than what was going on in Raw. And now it's completely switched.
Well, for one thing, like Tiffany's character has like completely changed since she's come back. I liked her better
She's almost like Bayley. She's almost like Bayley up to the first, called up from NXT level of trying to be baby faces.
She's not even that. That would be, an improvement. I don't know what to do. Maybe once Blake Monroe debuts, then we'll get something out of her. Maybe they'll feud and we'll get something out, better then.
Perhaps.
I hope so.
They're not using Tiffany Stratton the way she could be. I don't even think it's her fault. I think it's the way that she's being booked. She can do better than this. So maybe teaming with Chelsea Green is going to help.
Maybe. But the thing that's going on SmackDown right now is like, okay, all the focus is on the Cody, Sammy, Gunther. Then of course you throw in Trick.
Yeah.
So I just feel like that has kind of left the women out in the cold, more or less. Because shout out to Trick and Lash. They got married over the weekend. Give them props for that. Hey, he got him a bad one. You know what I mean? But they haven't done much with Lash and Nia since they challenged for the tag titles. Lash had a deep.
I actually forgot about that for a second until you said that.
Lash had a nice showing for the qualifier for the Queen of the Ring, but that was pretty much it. But her husband, he had an interesting Friday night. You talk about a pimp slap.
Oh.
Ricky Saints called all that.
Mine.
And they're actually using the Absolute nickname for once, so I thought that was interesting. That's the first time since they've gotten them. So
yeah, I don't remember them using that name in NXT.
No, they never use Absolute.
It's a cool sounding name to me, so use it.
Yeah, but I think we can pretty much agree Trick is not going to lose the U.S. title to Ricky.
No.
Because we know we are setting up for Trick versus Melo at SummerSlam.
Yes.
And everybody wants to see that match.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, Carmelo Hayes and Kalani Jordan, they're going to be getting married very soon. So just more proof that Melo don't miss.
So let me ask you something real quick. Would you be upset if they gave us a triple threat instead? If they put Ricky back in, it's going to be Trick, Melo, and Ricky.
I would not be opposed to that because
I wouldn't be too upset, but I think it's a wasted opportunity. I think they should really give the spotlight at SummerSlam to Trick and Melo. But I can see that happening.
Go ahead.
I wouldn't be the reason I wouldn't be opposed to that is because Melo and Ricky Saints have had bangers of matches like the last few weeks, which is what we expect. They're gonna give you great matches. Now, adding Trick, it's only gonna make it even better. But Trick
and Melo can put on a banger on their own.
Exactly. I see where you're going there.
And I hate to be the downer of this, I feel like there's a lot of possibilities for triple threats going into SummerSlam.
Mm.
And like if they save one of those, maybe two of those for Saturday night's main event before SummerSlam, I would be cool with that.
Yeah.
But because you have so many possibilities where, okay, the world title match could possibly be a triple threat between Oba, Roman, and Brock. You have the U.S. title. Trick, Ricky, and Mello could possibly be a triple threat. The women's title, you could have Rhea, Charlotte, and Jade, possibly.
That next one's gonna.
You have some possibilities there.
The next Saturday's main event's in MSG, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, so they're definitely gonna have to really come with him.
Yeah, they're gonna crown the King of New York in MSG. They're gonna bring Danhausen out and crown.
Come on now, Danhausen has to have his. The Knicks had their parade. Danhausen has to have his own parade because he uncursed them into a title.
Hey, so quick question. So he cursed the Miz, and the Miz went back to the hoorah and awesome stuff. He cursed Kit Wilson, and he's just kind of nothing. What happens to JD? Well, I'm sorry, I didn't curse him. He electrocuted him. Sorry, but what does JD go back to? Does he become Jordan Devlin again?
But his head won't get any smaller, though.
True.
I mean,
what if you electrocute Dirty Dom? I mean,
well, see.
Oh wait,
that would be better than what Dom's got going on right now.
He's gonna come out with an NBA Jam gimmick, big head mode.
Oh Lord, no.
That would,
but he'll come out with a jersey on and ball,
But, that would be a gamer thing though. Like that'd be gamers like our age would get that. Everybody else younger than us would not get that reference.
Lord, I just realized that there's a generation out there that's never seen NBA Jam. Poor things,
man. Possibly one of the most
underrated. If you can't tell time, if you never play NBA Jam.
Oh my God!
What are these kids going? What they got going on with these kids, man? I'm telling you. But shoot, we ain't even talk about. And you know what? We talked all this. We ain't said nothing about Braun and Seth. Maybe because we're tired of it.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems kind of weird to have a steel cage. I mean, Braun has destroyed Seth. You would think he would kind of move on. Do we really expect Seth to win the steel cage match?
Well,
was he supposed to win the last match?
Here's the thing. I like Seth, but he needs to put Braun over.
Well, I thought that's what he did the last time, but I'm not even sure.
Why they have a steel cage match?
I think that's true.
I think Triple H is like, I don't have nothing for you, Braun. I don't have nothing for you, Seth. So let me throw you guys together. This is like old school Vince.
Especially they just dropped the titles, which also shout out to the Street Profits. I'm shocked that happened on Raw and not at Saturday's main event or Night of Champions or SummerSlam or anything like that. But I'm cool with it. No,
I'm getting tired of that. You had an opportunity to do that at the last Saturday night's main event at the very least.
Yeah, exactly.
And you could have done that there. But no, you still waited for this only because of the injury aspect of Logan Paul.
Plus, I think they were waiting to build a bigger story to add more pieces to it because the whole Seth thing and Joe Hendry.
And it's almost like
it's fun to see him back.
You're giving Austin Theory his last chance to kind of come out as something, just build into something interesting, and just hasn't happened.
I miss, Danhausen needs to electrocute him because I miss the old Austin Theory. I miss the selfie-taking, cocky, young buck Austin Theory. This new one where he's just trying to be a tough guy. I mean, it's just so bland.
You know what?
The old one was annoying, but at least you got a reaction out of him.
Hold up. What's the name of the creator wrestler on the 2K? It's like
he's like
Call him CAW. We're gonna call him
Jacob
CAW from
Call.
here on out.
Jacob CAW, yeah.
Yeah, CAW. That is Austin Theory from here on out. If you guys like that nickname, shout out below. Put a hashtag on the comment. CAW.
Come up with a better name.
If you got one better, come up with, because right now Austin Theory has not done anything to impress, to stand out, or anything. The haircut don't work. None of it works.
The last time Austin Theory was interesting was when he was feuding with Pat McAfee.
Oh, good.
And but here's the thing: you felt something. You wanted to see. You were tired of seeing this guy annoying you every week, and you wanted to see him get his ass kicked. Now I could care less. I don't care what to do with Austin Theory. You know, when he was the guy in the hoodie, I thought, yeah, he's going to come back and he's going to. No, he didn't do anything. He's not going to do nothing.
Well, but that happened when they brought back R-Truth the same way. Nothing happened. When they made New Day heels,
R-Truth has
nothing
personality, though. No, R-Truth didn't get any major storylines, but he at least has personality.
And then they put him back to his old gimmick, though.
Yeah, so
his
he's old, like old
goofy,
R-Truth.
Yeah, instead of, I wanted Ron Killings. I didn't want R-Truth. I wanted Ron Killings. NWA Ron Killings, who didn't take nothing from nobody.
Here's what happened there, and they can BS all they want. They released him. The fans got mad. The guys backstage were mad. They brought him back. They said, well, we were planning on letting him go. We don't have anything for him, really, but we got to keep him because everyone wants him. So let's just throw him back to what he was doing. You know, give him a tag belt or some bullshit. They don't know what to do with him because they were planning on letting him go. And they can lie and say, yeah, this was the plan all along. No, it wasn't. The fans brought him back because,
exactly.
You know, other people have said that also. Hey, this was not a plan. This is not a storyline. You guys brought him back. This was all real. And they just don't know what to do with him. But at least he has personality. Austin Theory has about as much personality. I was going to say as my cell phone. My phone may have more personality than Austin Theory.
My watch. Has one purpose. Tell time. That's it.
And
That's Austin Theory right now. That. No, I mean, yeah, you got new gear and a haircut, but what?
Yeah, bring back the old
Austin Theory. Even when they tried to force recruit Javon, it didn't sound natural.
It didn't.
Oh my god!
And who force recruits someone? You know who tries to make someone join a group that doesn't want to be a part of it?
This is not a game where you just be like, "Hey, you gonna be with us, or you gonna catch a beat down." You do stipulation matches.
There are better ways that could have been done, but whatever.
A stipulation match would have been better. But so that's pretty much the rundown. Well, I think hopefully Seth, but going back to the original point, hopefully Seth and Braun, this will be it for sure. Because I'm tired of seeing it.
You know what? It says a lot when Seth Rollins is in a cage match at a pay-per-view or PLE or whatever, and it's the match I think I'm least interested in seeing.
Exactly.
And it's not because of them. It's not because of Seth. It's definitely not because of Braun. It's not. It's just because there's no point. We've seen it already.
You're just kind of booked into a corner, and some of that is probably due to injuries because, again, the division has just been a whole mess.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
I mean, again, Logan Paul gets hurt. Austin Theory.
It's like some Tony Khan booking.
Ugh.
Worse than that.
Well, speaking of Tony Khan, Forbidden Door looks pretty good, so let's talk about that. Because we've talked about his booking in the past, and we've had our criticisms, but it's improved, and I would say we've got a really good card coming up.
Oh, yes.
So I mean, what are you looking forward to the most, though? Because I'm looking at it, there's a lot of good matches on the card as far as top to bottom.
So here's the thing, and this is the thing about AEW events. Even the matches you don't necessarily care about, they're bangers. Every match is going to be a banger.
Right.
3 matches in particular had my attention. The Young Bucks versus the CMLL team versus Unbound. corporation. I'm interested in that just because you got three teams from three different companies. I think that's just cool. That's what Forbidden Door should be all about. So I just think just the
Right.
concept of that is just cool. Plus, you got the Bucks in there with, luchadors with Mystico. You know, that alone is worth the price of admission. The one of the matches got my attention. I'm going to call both of them out because I'm conflicted on which one of these is going to be match of the night. Kenny Omega versus Zack Sabre Jr. and Ospreay and Swerve. One of those matches is going to be the match of the night, and I don't know which one. Because Kenny and Zack Sabre Jr., they haven't had a lot of story behind it. I mean, other than their history, but I mean, as far as AEW, there's not a lot of storyline behind why they're having this match. But Kenny is going to go Tokyo Dome mode in that match. I just know it. He's going to forget he's in America. He's going to go Tokyo Dome mode. And then Ospreay and Swerve, their story, how they took it back to Hangman last year. Wow. Like, y'all really deep and really brought it around.
How much do you want to bet that whoever has the match first is going to go to the next couple of guys to be like, top that?
I don't think they're going to have to.
I can definitely see that.
I mean, I can see that, but I don't think they're going to have to because they're going to be back there watching and they're going to go, shit, we got to beat that.
And see, the only thing that I say you give Ospreay and Swerve maybe a slight edge over Zach and Kenny Omega is the fact that it's the Owen Cup finals.
Yeah.
That's the only edge I would give. So naturally, when it's that type of match, you already want to give more.
Plus the fact that they work more closely together now. Kenny and Zach aren't in the same promotion. These guys are in the same promotion. They've been involved in the same storylines. They've teamed together. So they have more recent chemistry than Kenny and Zach. Now, that's not taking anything away from them because they're going to still go out and murder the show, but that's another reason to kind of give them a slight edge.
And they got a rivalry going. And they got a rivalry going, which makes it all the more interesting. So it's almost like you're going to watch a football game. Would you rather have Green Bay versus Chicago because they got the oldest rivalry, or would you rather watch some other random game just because the styles are the same? You're more likely going to watch the rivalry game.
True, but at the same time, well, but at the same time, because of the fact that Swerve and Ospreay are probably going to have to wrap up whatever they got going on to lean toward Ospreay challenging MJF for the title at Wembley at All In. You want to put in your best performance in your perceived last match in the program. So that's the reason I'm leaning toward Ospreay and Swerve. Not only is it the finals, you pretty much feel like this is going to be the final one to where they may run it back and say Ospreay wins the title, and now you can bring back Swerve getting in on Ospreay and say like Swerve wins. He has one up on Ospreay. Ospreay now wins the title at All In. Now Swerve is like, hey, I beat you before. Now I can beat you for the title. And now that brings up a whole new program.
Yeah, because I don't know where Kenny goes after this match. If he wins, I don't know what the plan is. He's going to be back in the title picture. If he loses, I really don't know what's going to happen to him. But I wouldn't count out him putting Zach over. But that can go either way. With Ospreay and Swerve, I think we pretty much agree that Ospreay's going to win.
Has Sabre ever won a Forbidden Door match? Because this is like his second or third one, isn't it?
I would have to look.
I know he was in like in a tag. He was in a multi-man tag before.
What was the last one-on-one match he had? Did he ever wrestle Danielson?
I think it was.
And Danielson won that.
Yeah, because he was Intercontinental. Because Sabre was Intercontinental champ. No, he was New Japan Intercontinental champ at the time. Either Intercontinental or
have to go
no,
back
he
and
was
He might
look,
have been
but
taking on
he was
Orange
TV
Cassidy.
champ.
You might have been taking on Orange Cassidy because I know he had a string of matches with him.
Yeah,
yeah,
So,
and that seemed random, but those were actually some really good matches.
but when you have good wrestlers, sometimes you don't need the storyline. The match is the story.
True. Which is why we got Kenny Omega and Zack Sabre Jr.
True.
Yeah, why we
Okay,
got a lot of these matches. Moxley and Bandito doesn't really have a story. It's just, hey, Moxley, Bandito challenged him, and Moxley said, okay, you got it, and that was it. But that's not to say they're not going to go in and tear the house down. That could be the match of the night, and surprise everyone. Because
But then,
Bandito is
of
a
course,
beast.
true. But of course, you got the clusterfuck match, which you got Team Briscoe versus the Don Callis family and MJF.
Which
That's going to be a clusterfuck match for sure.
when we made our predictions for their last show, I did say something about, Takeshi's going to get kicked out the Don Callis family. He's going to join up with, I don't remember who he said he was going to join up with, but I mean, we're pretty much seeing it here. Andrade being on that team. Oh, yeah. I said that Andrade was going to leave. And yeah, this is where we're going to see Andrade get kicked out. And he's going to join up with Takeshita, and they're going to go after the Don Callis family.
I mean,
Which, hold on, pause. I got to bring this up.
oh Lord,
That MJF promo where he tore down like most of the guys in the Don Callis family. Well, okay, he didn't tear down Kevin Knight. He said, he reminded him of a young him. And then he looks at Kyle Fletcher and says, "Yeah, Kevin Knight, you are the most talented guy on this roster," while staring directly at Kyle Fletcher. And then he goes, "Andrade." Oh yeah, just kidding. And turns back around. And I'm like, dude, these are your teammates. Dude
that's MJF being
MJF
MJF.
cannot help being an asshole no matter what situation.
That's what MJF does. That's just
what
what he does.
I saw an interview where AJ Francis said that he was the best heel in the world today. I'm like, dude, what are you smoking? Can't nobody touch MJF as far as being the
I
heel
applaud
or
that
cutting a heel promo.
I applaud your confidence.
Man, that's great confidence, but it's a lie.
I think he might have stolen Clint's gummies.
I think he was being a heel and saying that because he know damn well he's not.
Ain't no way. And will this lead to like MJF, the one catching the everybody else from Team Briscoe's finisher, and he gets pinned in the ring, or is he going to leave them?
I can see everyone he talked shit about the other night just kind of just walking off on, yeah, whatever. No, the money ain't worth it. And Don Callis is going, "Hey guys, and he gets eventually they'll screw it and they leave him.
Yeah, but it's kind of hard to say that. Would you want your world champ to take a loss in a match like that? Probably not.
Well, if they do it like this, because the stipulation is that Briscoe's team wins, he gets a title shot, and everyone's going to be rooting for Briscoe. So I can see him taking that loss to give Briscoe the momentum, to give the impression to the fans that, yeah, he's got momentum going this match. He has a chance. And then at the actual match, just sweep the rug from under the fans and MJF wins it. That's kind of an old school booking where the face comes in with an advantage and then he doesn't put like with Triple H and Booker T. Notwithstanding the fact that there was the wrong decision, he went into that match with all the momentum, and then they just pulled the rug out from under us. Now, it was again the wrong decision, but similar thing with Briscoe and MJF.
Yeah. Now, I'm not quite sure if MJF's team, if Team Briscoe were to lose, what would that put MJF as far as any possible opponents? But let's be honest.
Yeah, I don't think there's a stipulation for them. I think it's just Briscoe's team winning.
Yeah,
which lets me know that Briscoe's team is going to win.
They would have to, and of course, let's just be honest. Along the way, I mean, MJF could just fall asleep and just pull a legendary promo saying something about his late brother out of his behind, and your jaw's just gonna hit the floor.
As much as he's a heel, I don't think Mark would not let that fly, not even for the sake of a promo.
I've noticed
Mark
something,
would.
and this says
What's
a
that?
lot about MJF because MJF he crosses a lot of lines. He takes a lot of shots and crosses a lot of lines and doesn't give a damn. That's one line he has not crossed, but he hasn't crossed it, but he's gone around it. He doesn't say, hey, Mark, your brother's in hell. He says stuff like, hey, Mark, the only reason you're here is because the more talented Briscoe died and we're stuck with you. Stuff
Okay.
that hits hard. Like, it's like you're not dissing Jay, but damn, that stung. Saying stuff like the wrong Briscoe brother died. Stuff like that.
Or something like, I wish I would have faced a better world champion like your brother, as
Yeah,
opposed former
exactly.
world
Stuff like
champion, as
that.
opposed,
Where
something
you're
like
bringing
that.
up, where it's kind of like you're respecting the brother and still dissing Mark worse that way. It's like, yikes.
He's gonna
So
dance around it.
that's genius promo work to me.
He's gonna dance
Yeah.
around it, and I usually don't say this about a lot of heels, but it's
I mean,
just
and
it's like a lot
he
of.
did it with Brian Pillman Jr.
I
He was
mean,
looking up. He goes, "Who am I kidding?" And he looks down. Hey, and start talking down like he was.
Mr. Pillman, sir, if you don't mind. Oh, who am I kidding? Hey, Pillman, we need to talk.
Good God.
So
it'll
be
the
easy for
little
them to do it
petty
again.
things.
Yeah,
It's the little petty things that just make it just work. This magic.
Hold on. Who's been more petty lately, MJF or Christian?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Christian is petty. MJF is just an asshole.
Hold on. That stuff Christian was doing against Jack Perry. Come on, man. That was some
Christian has
nasty
done.
work. That was some nasty work that he did with Jack Perry.
And some of the stuff he said during the I Quit match, I love that. I loved it.
The fact that he's still a heel, even though they're on this reunion tour, it's hilarious. It's like Edge is trying to, Colt is trying to, hey, let's play to the fans, and Christian's like, no. I'm gonna screw their mothers later.
Every time it comes back to screwing the mother, that's just weird to me. Maybe he has a mom fetish.
And then he turned around with the dogs. He says, "I'm not going to talk about screwing your mother because you're named after your mother."
Oh,
so we've never wrestled a team named after their mothers.
Good Lord!
Like, wow.
You might have. I mean, who knows? Christian might have found some baddies. I don't know. I don't know his story.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past him. I'm pretty sure he has at some point. But
I mean,
so
one other thing I want to touch on.
What's that?
Mercedes Moné versus Maya World. Now, I've been hearing her name a little bit here and there, but I mean, it almost seems like she came out of nowhere. She beat Athena.
Yeah.
We were talking before the show. She actually beat Mercedes for one of her indie titles last year. So, Are we going to see a surprise in the women's Owen?
I can't see it because every women's Owen champion has been someone that the fans could gravitate to, whether it be face, heel, whatever.
Yeah.
Because think about every women's champ there's been as far as the Owen Cup. Have there ever been somebody who was like an unknown?
We had Mariah May, and then we got that awesome match between her and Toni Storm. We had
Willow last year.
We had Willow.
Oh, yeah.
We had
the
dentist lady that I haven't seen around in a while. I cannot remember her name because they won't freaking
Britt Baker. Britt Baker.
Oh yeah.
I see your point. But they may switch it up this year and use that to push her because I think Mercedes Moné would be too obvious, but then again, that will be a bigger draw to take the title off Tekla.
Well, the fact that after the Athena match, you know, she was giving Athena gave her a hug, gave what's the name a hug, gave Mercedes a hug, and then Athena and Mercedes beat her down.
Yeah.
So you're creating the storyline, and then if you're a true wrestling fan, you know, or if you're a deep wrestling fan, you know that Athena and Mercedes were her mentors.
Yeah.
In wrestling. So you have the classic mentor
And
versus.
even if you don't know that, I'm sure in their promo package or the commentators they'll bring it up. I would imagine.
Yeah. And that's one good thing you can say about their pay-per-views. They do a good job of setting up the story before the match.
Yeah. NXT when they were in their takeover days, takeovers were like that, where you could have not watched anything since the last takeover, and they will catch you up in that one promo and say, "This is why we're having this match."
So overall, I'm not talking just AEW. I'm not talking. Well, actually, we hadn't even talked about Slammiversary.
So Slammiversary. And they got a good card. I'm not dissing the card when I say this, but one thing catches my eye, and it's the one thing that I go, that's what I'm wondering about. That's what I want to see most of all, because that's what I want to see what's going to happen. The Open Challenge, Mustafa Ali. With the TKO releases, I think we've had some AEW guys leave. You know, with all the shakeups going on in wrestling, who's going to answer the Open Challenge? It's like Monday Night Wars all over again.
True. Yeah, because you really don't know. I mean, if you want to think back, and I think it should be closer to 90 days. You have like a Aleister Black that's out there. You have the guy that was with wow, now you got me feeling like dummy. He wrestled with Rey Mysterio. You know who I'm talking about.
No.
The guy who wrestled with Rey Mysterio.
He was part of the LWO as well, and he got released.
So it's not Kalisto, but he was the second Sin Cara, wasn't he?
No, this wasn't the guy. He wasn't Sin Cara. He didn't wear a mask. He had long hair. He had a beard.
Was it one of the guys that used to be with good Lord, I know who you're talking about. And they had just sent him down to AAA, and he came down in a mask and unmasked himself. He was going to be
Santos Escobar.
Santos Escobar.
Yeah, they were sitting for a big story there. I know where they released him. Santos. That would be freaking awesome. Yes.
I think that would be a good match.
Oh, yes.
That would be a good match. Of course, we have the fantasy booking because everyone thinks it could be Kofi. Well, no, it's not going to be Kofi or Austin Creed because they're going to AEW. I think we can pretty much bet on that.
Unless they let them do a one-off. Just like Woods show up one night, the face Mustafa.
He is a TNA alumnus.
That's what I'm saying. He's an alumnus. So give him that
what
one
if he came back as Consequences Creed?
Yes, with the old fit on and everything.
Yes,
and he doesn't even have to win the match either. So
no, just him showing up as Consequences Creed will be the moment of the night.
Even though, to your point, everybody pretty much, and even a lot of AEW people backstage reportedly are saying that it's pretty much a done deal. New Day being AEW, but it would be cool for that one night. For Slammiversary.
I mean, sure he has, have hinted at it enough. The Bucks say they want him, FTR want him. So yeah.
I mean, everybody in that AEW backstage that has had any type of dealings with New Day wants them. Even MJF, who's never had any dealings with them, said he wants them.
Yeah.
Because he said it brings eyes to our product. So I mean, it's a lot going on. And this is the one thing I want to bring up. With the Slammiversary thing, you do have the Open Challenge, which there's a mystery. Do you, and to kind of backtrack just a little bit, do you feel that that's a missing element from Forbidden Door?
The open challenge or the mystery?
The mystery opponent.
In a card full of interpromotional matches, do you really need a mystery opponent?
Well, I mean, it could be a mystery opponent from another promotion. You know what I'm saying? Like the first Forbidden Door, we were like, who's going to show up? And then someone came, we was like, oh, but we don't have that element this time for
it would have worked with
Slammiversary.
certain guys.
I mean,
So,
not
for example,
Slammiversary, but for
it would have worked with certain guys. Like, let's say, I'll just say Danielson. Let's say Danielson threw out an open challenge and it was a mystery opponent and it's Okada. That would work. I can't really think of anyone else on either of those rosters where on that particular show it would work. It would just be another guy for an interpromotion.
What if someone like Cross, Killer Cross, who's like the MLW World Champ? What if he was to come do a match? You see what I'm saying? That Forbidden Door.
Okay, that would work. Or if it was someone from WWE, someone who's not in AEW, someone who's not in New Japan, someone who's not in CMLL, but just got signed to WWE, or to AEW, let's say, that could work. So
yeah,
I'll say Bo Dallas.
Right. Okay.
Bo Dallas isn't like a main event level star, but he's popular enough, because of the whole Wyatt thing and then the release, that him coming in and doing that match would be a big deal. Or
Motor City Machine Guns, tag,
or the Guns, Alistair, either of those guys. So
that them and the Young Bucks taking on each other would have been a cool match. Even though I know they've wrestled before, but just think about at this point in their careers, the Young Bucks versus Motor City Machine Guns.
Yeah. Yeah.
But remember when Forbidden Door first started, it was who's the mystery of going to show up. And now we don't have that. So I was just wondering,
but there really wasn't mystery because the matches were announced beforehand. Like it was a mystery.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. But before they had like a couple of matches where you didn't know who the opponent was to kind of see who would walk through that Forbidden Door. But now you really don't have that mystery walkthrough. Like now it's a planned walkthrough.
I mean, okay, let's look at this year's Forbidden Door. Who, like I said, from either of those rosters would give you that reaction as a mystery opponent?
Well, I'm not saying necessarily the opponents that are on the card now, but maybe if there was someone who's not on the card that could have been that person, and maybe negotiations didn't go through, or maybe they just didn't try to book it.
So let's say you're booking Forbidden Door. Hey, we're going to add another match. We're going to put an open challenge and give me someone on the roster who doesn't have a match. Who doesn't have a match?
Cesaro.
Okay. Cesaro.
Well, not
Cesaro.
Claudio.
Claudio has an open challenge, mystery opponent. Who is going to give you that huge oh my god reaction?
Killer Cross.
Okay, Killer Cross. Who from but is there anyone from New Japan that would give you that reaction right now?
New Japan, no. I will say that for New Japan, I can't think of anyone offhand that would make
anyone they would book is anyone they would book is already on the card. Or they're signed to AEW.
That's why I was thinking about something like maybe somebody from MLW.
Yeah, it would have to be because it would have to be, or someone who's not signed with anyone right now, like I said, who just got released from WWE.
Yeah. Now one match. Go ahead. But and I hate to switch gears like immediately, but one match I'm really looking forward to is Ultimate X. You got Cedric Alexander, Fabian Aichner, formerly of Imperium, and Amazing Red of all people. They managed to take him out.
I'm like, I didn't know he was. Hey, if he can still go, then
if somebody can take a bump, it's going to be Amazing Red.
If he can still go, and he can still go like he could back in the day, if he can still go like Mysterio can still go, then it's going to be a banger.
I'm pretty sure he'll sell. I'm pretty sure he'll sell Cedric Alexander's lumbar check like death. I mean, that man's gonna fly up like 12 feet in the air like a.
He's gonna take that lumbar check and bounce up to the damn X. He's gonna bounce up to the title.
Well, if he takes the lumbar check, bounces up, grabs the X or the title in this case, and wins the match, I don't
I
know
would
how.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him take a lumbar check, fly up in the air, and then Leon Slater catch him in some kind of flip or something. Don't know, but I can see something crazy like that happening.
Well, first of all, watching Leon Slater wrestle is already like, okay, I want to see that match because he's involved.
And you know WWE is going to snatch him up, right?
At some point, they got to.
Like, I don't know when his contract is up, but they're going to snatch him up and probably put him in some matches with Javon, teaming and fighting. I know they're going to probably snatch up Mike Santana because, he did an NXT match. So anyone you've seen from TNA who has appeared on NXT, they're trying to take him. Case in point, Joe Hendry.
Yeah, that's true.
Which actually reminds me, Mike Santana against Nick Nemeth, the artist formerly known as Dolph Ziggler. That should be a great.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
They've been having like banger after banger after banger to steal a line from Sheamus, but hey, just get ready for another great match for no reason.
Right?
Is he winning though? Is Nemeth going to take the belt?
Don't you know what?
I don't think he does.
I mean,
the
people are really, really behind Mike Santana, especially with his journey to get this point. I wouldn't take off anytime soon.
Nah, and Dolph is at a point. Nick, he's at a point now where he's truly about elevating the next person.
Exactly.
And if you're about elevating the next person, you don't need the belt.
I mean, I don't even think he cares about winning matches anymore. I think he just wants to put on the show. He just wants to put on the match of the night, win or lose. Just put on the match of the night, and
Okay, now I haven't watched a lot of this guy, but I know he had kind of a very popular entrance. That's Ricky Sosa.
Yeah.
Now, how have either of you guys seen him perform? Because he's supposed to be taking on Eric Young. And so I just want to know, is that maybe a match worth trying to check out to see if maybe we have a Javon Leon Slater-esque type wrestler now, another one being out there? Because I know he's a young guy too. I think he's like maybe 21, 22 years old, something like that.
I've seen clips, but I haven't seen like full matches with him yet because I'm going to be honest, trying to watch wrestling every night of the week and then still have a regular life is impossible. You got to lose some wrestling. Some weeks I got to miss AEW to catch TNA, or I got to miss TNA to catch SmackDown. So I'm going to be honest, I haven't seen a lot of his work yet. But they signed him for a reason. If he's as good as they say he is, and Eric Young is good. Eric Young is not someone that shouts out star power, but he puts on damn good matches. And he can, what you give him, he's gonna hit a home run with it. Like this crazy gimmick he's doing now. I mean, yeah, I really believe he's crazy.
But his crazy is still not as good as Leo Slater.
Leo. Oh, good Lord. How does he do that run, that dog run he does? I'm glad he got. What title did he just win?
That was the Ring of Honor TV title.
TV title. You're right.
And congratulations. I'm glad he's getting recognition like that. But I mean, this whole character work is genius. But that run alone, when he does that, that's the highlight of the match for me right there. When he does, because I'm like, how do you do that? How do you run like an animal like that?
He must have taken lessons from Randy Orton with the coiling. I mean, both of them do it so smoothly.
It's on a different level. It's on another level. But yeah, that's a different kind of crazy from Eric Young. That's like I think the gimmick with Leo Rush is that he's demonically possessed or something. I think that's what's going on. Whereas Eric Young is just crazy and evil. I think there's something in Leo Rush, and I think they're going to flesh that story out more.
You have to be some kind of crazy to have even Orange Cassidy shook, and nobody.
Even Orange Cassidy, dude, really.
When he walks around them, you know it's something serious that you try to avoid. But again, to your point, Clint, it's brilliant because now Leo was kind of one of those you push to the side after the whole thing with WWE and all that.
Yeah.
Now you got his name back in the forefront of a lot of wrestling, and a lot of people are enjoying his character work.
Which I'm glad because despite everything that's going on, he's had his ups and downs, but I've always been a Leo Rush fan just because he's doing stuff in the ring no one else is doing. When he bounces off the ropes and then just stops mid-run and goes back the other way, he's like one of the fastest guys in wrestling. He's all over the place. He's putting on good matches. And to this day, and I don't even remember off the top of my head how old this match is, but to this day, I still go back and watch Leo Rush and Swerve. I think it was Defy Wrestling. It's on YouTube. I go back and watch it every so often. And there was another match you guys sent me, Leo Rush to someone else.
And Ricochet in PWG.
Yeah.
Oh
and,
my gosh.
You know, just wow.
That was those are some matches you can check out and be like, oh, I see this guy, you know. Those two
if you ever
caliber guys.
If you ever wonder what's the big deal about Leo Rush, why do people care about him? Go back and watch those matches, and you go, "Oh, okay, yeah."
That would tell you exactly.
And then with this character he's doing now, that just adds to it.
Forget a guy who does things that nobody else can do. He's doing things that you shouldn't even be able to even think about.
Exactly. So, fellas, let's wrap it up. One match from all the wrestling we got going on this weekend.
One match.
What's one match you know you have to watch?
Oh my gosh.
Gotta pick one. Pick one.
Oh Lord. If it were based on just storylines, I would say Jay versus Oba. But if we're talking about wrestling, I'm going to say Ospreay and Swerve. Yeah, I think if I have to see one match, I think if someone said, "Hey, you're going to watch one match and the rest you just have to read the results online," it would be Ospreay and Swerve.
That's my vote too.
Yeah.
What about you, Curtis?
Oh boy, it is like you only pick one of your favorite things from a buffet or one of your favorite baddies. I mean, oh man. I would have to flip for it and just go Ultimate X because something special just tends to happen that even if you hear about it, you can't just put it in your mind and imagine. You got to see it for yourself.
Yeah,
exactly.
That Ultimate X match is going to kill. Yeah.
Exactly. But you guys let us know what match you're looking most forward to this weekend. What if everything that's going on? Drop a comment below, let us know, and we'll give you a shout out on the next show. So, and before we go, be sure to always look out for new merch and new apparel at where, Clint?
Handful of Tights. They have new merch out every week. They've got some new Danhausen shirts out. Hey, if you're in the New York area and going to Fanatics Fest or Saturday Night's Main Event, those Danhausen shirts look really good. And I'm just saying. Ringside.
And it's all one word, right, Clint?
All one word. Handful of Tights. You can type it into TeePublic. You can type it into Redbubble. You can type it into Google. And you'll get the same result every time. Handful of Tights.
And Curtis, why do we want to get a handful of tights?
Because the best way to win is with a handful of tights.
You know it. So for the fellas, as always, we are the crew at Ringside right now. We will check y'all out next time. Peace.
Put the town on notice, I'm keeping receipts. The main event, they've been waiting most of the year. Running through comp, make sure the coast is clear. Never dull moments, always jokers near. Trying to get spared.